What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. I hope you are all having a great day, and today we're going to be talking about the new Dark Horse Mustang, the new 2024 Ford Mustang Dark Horse, whatever the official name for it is. Now, if you didn't see it already, I did a live reaction video to the reveal of the Mustang. And let's just put it this way, my initial reaction to the Dark Horse was complete confusion. I didn't know what the hell I was looking at because this is actually a brand new performance series in so many years for Ford. So today we're going to be looking at it a little bit more in depth. Later on in the video, make sure you stick to the end because we're going to be looking at some pictures of it, the design, and also we're going to be looking at the new Dark Horse in a new factory color, which actually looks really amazing, surprisingly. But anyways, before we get into today's video, definitely be sure to leave a like and comment and subscribe if you're new to the channel. If you've already been subscribed, make sure you click that little bell icon down there to actually turn on post notifications and get notified every time that I do post a new video. As a smaller car channel on YouTube that posts new content daily, it really does help me out a lot and mean the world to me. But anyways, without wasting any more time getting into today's video, we're going to be talking about the Dark Horse, and I just got a couple notes written down in front of me here, so excuse me if I'm looking up and down from the camera. But basically, Ford right off the bat is marketing this Dark Horse as a factory built track weapon from Ford. It's going to be more of a track focused Mustang, not the just crazy power machines that we've kind of seen in the past. So it's definitely going to have more of a GT350 vibe instead of the GT500s where they just throw a ridiculous amount of power at it and kind of give it the Hellcat treatment that Dodge has given their Chargers and Challengers over the course of the past generation or so. So that being said, though, it's definitely going to make a little bit more power than this new 7th gen Mustang GT. The expected power output out of this Dark Horse Mustang is right around 500 horsepower. Now, that's not an official number yet, but according to the reveal, that is the goal, and they do believe that they will hit that and may potentially be a little bit over that 500 horsepower mark. Now, the new Mustang GTs, the 2024 Mustang GTs, or the 7th gen Mustang GTs, are actually going to be making 480 horsepower, so they're going to be the highest output factory stock Mustang GT to date. So I love the fact that Ford is going in the right direction, adding even more power and more power to the car as it goes through these generations. And again, I don't want to hate on electric vehicles too much, but I just love the fact that they're sticking with that 5-liter Coyote engine. However, there's going to be a little bit of a difference with this 5-liter Coyote engine that's going to be found in the 7th gen Mustangs, whether it's the regular GTs or the Dark Horses. It's actually going to be the 4th generation of that 5-liter Coyote engine. Now, probably one of the main differences that a lot of people have been talking about, and I think is pretty cool, is if you look at a picture of it, which I'll probably edit in the video right now, there's actually a dual throttle body for the engine, so it's able to just push or actually suck in, I guess, that much more air. So it's going to be able to push out just a little bit more power compared to the 3rd gen Coyotes. Now, we all know, or at least most of you probably know, how well of a power plant that 3rd generation of the Coyote was. So I cannot wait for these 4th gen Coyotes to hit the scene and for aftermarket companies to get their hands on them, throw on either supercharger kits, twin turbo kits. I honestly feel with the whole dual intake setup, dual throttle body setup, that potentially it might make more sense to make twin turbo setups for it, or might fit twin turbo setups better than just a standard belt driven supercharger. But that's kind of a stretch, so again, we don't know until the aftermarket kind of gets their hands on those engines. But anyways, without getting too carried away and off topic, pulling it back and talking about the Dark Horse. So this is, like I said before, a brand new performance series Mustang that's coming from Ford, and specifically, it's actually the very first new performance series that they're debuting in 21 years, ever since they actually went ahead and debuted the 2001 Bullitt Mustangs. Now, sticking on the theme of a track weapon and a track focused Mustang, the main two differences between the Dark Horse Mustang and the regular 7th gen Mustang GTs is going to be the handling package, as well as the multiple different cooling features that this Dark Horse Mustang is going to have over its just standard counterpart Mustang GT. So just looking at my notes here, the handling package is actually going to be able to, again, produce the most kind of track capable street legal Mustang to date, and it has improved aerodynamics, upgraded hardware, new software and tuning, and it also again does come with that 6-speed manual transmission, which I believe is actually going to be a Tremec 6060. I don't know if they're not going to be using the Tremecs in the regular Mustang GTs, but again, that's kind of up in the air, so we don't really know right now. So I don't want to, you know, don't quote me. I don't know if it's Tremec 6060 or not, but I think I do remember hearing one of the individuals say during the real reveal that it was going to be a Tremec transmission. So who knows? But when it comes to the cooling components, there's actually going to be a rear axle cooler, a transmission oil cooler, a better coolant apparently, and an auxiliary engine cooler as well. So obviously, with anyone who's been to any sort of track days or tracked their car in the past, cooling is a huge factor when you're going ahead and you're tracking or, you know, driving a daily hard or something that's not really meant to be driven like that at a sustained period of time. That's something that I know when I went to a track day last in 2021. I went with an individual that owns a C7 Z06, and those C7 Z06s are notorious for overheating. Now, well, fortunately for him, he actually put on the ZR1 bumper. He got a couple added coolers in there. But yeah, cooling is something that I feel like gets overlooked a lot when people go ahead and they make these builds or whatever. They just focus on, you know, power, suspension, maybe brakes, and a lot of people overlook cooling, which eventually does bite them in the ass. But Ford is not making that mistake with this new Dark Horse, with again those multiple different cooling aspects, and that's going to keep the car nice and cool on a track environment. Now, in addition, we're also going to get a Dark Horse S and a Dark Horse R model. Now, think of these two special models kind of like a GT350R. You know, you get the GT350 and then you have the GT350R, which is just a little bit better, a little bit more stripped down. Now, we do know that for the Dark Horse S, it will come with a fully stripped interior and essentially just have like the bare bones. I think it's going to have better racing seats too. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of details out there on the interwebs right now about the Dark Horse S and the Dark Horse R, but I do know for a fact that the S is 100% going to come with a stripped interior. Now, moving back to like the regular Dark Horse compared to the Mustang GT, there's a couple little like subtle aesthetic differences which we're going to kind of be looking at when we actually go on and check out pictures of the Dark Horse, but probably my favorite one has got to be that new Dark Horse emblem, that new Dark Horse badge. It just looks so mean, so badass, and I just love the horse head. I know it's simple, I know it may sound stupid, but I just really am excited to see a brand new, you know, Mustang performance series after, again, all these years, over 2 decades of not seeing a new one in the Mustang lineup. Now, in addition to that, Dark Horse owners are going to have something else that is aesthetically pleasing as well as actually, you know, serves a purpose on the outside of their car, and that is going to be carbon fiber wheels. Unfortunately, I think there is actually a delay, something with supply lines, or maybe the wheels they're not ordering enough wheels to put on the cars that they're making. So I think that that's going to be like an added option or something that you're going to have to pay a little bit extra money for, that's not going to come on these standard Dark Horses. But again, everything is kind of up in the air right now, and it all just comes down to logistics and how Ford is going to handle it once they eventually, you know, making these Dark Horses for sale. Now, in addition to the 6-speed manual transmission, you're also going to have an option for the 10-speed automatic trans, and I believe that 10-speed automatic trans is going to be the same one that's offered in the standard GTs, so no real difference there. However, in the rear, you're looking at a Torsen limited slip differential, which I believe also does come standard with the Mustang GTs, so that's really not that special. But the Dark Horse rear does come with 373 gear, so that's a little bit steeper gear than what we've seen before in factory like Mustang GTs. I don't know if this 7th gen GT is going to come with 373s. I kind of doubt it, but apparently the gearing and everything for the Dark Horse is going to be tuned so it has, you know, a little bit more get up and jump and acceleration and a faster 0 to 60 and a faster quarter-mile time. Now, also another major mechanical difference between the Dark Horse Mustangs as well as the regular Mustang GTs is that apparently these Dark Horse Mustangs, the piston connecting rods are going to, the design of those things are apparently going to mirror the design of the piston connecting rods found in the 2020 GT500s. I honestly don't really know what's so special about that. Let me know in the comments down below if you have more information on that. I'm definitely going to be doing more research on it because, again, I just don't know at the moment. But apparently it was a very efficient design that produced a lot of power. I mean, we all know that those GT500s, they produce like, I think 760 horsepower. So they have no problem making power. And I know that a lot of them on the internet, once they get a little bit done to them, maybe a little bit bigger supercharger, a smaller pulley or whatever, they're easily making 4-digit horsepower numbers reliably too on a dyno. So hopefully that's going to be able to, again, help this Dark Horse make 500 plus horsepower a little bit more reliably, or just as reliably as the regular Mustang GTs. Now, I'm not going to snake you guys any longer. I'm moving right along and looking at some of the pictures of this Dark Horse. So these are the pictures that were kind of just revealed to us pretty much on the reveal of the 7th gen Mustang. Again, I cannot get over the taillight design. I know some people kind of don't like it, and I understand why. But I do like the subtle little changes that they did with this S650 or 7th gen Mustang. Here is the horse head badge that I was talking about before. Again, looks really, really awesome. But overall, like, if you already saw the Mustang reveal, this is nothing new to you. It kind of came out in this dark blue, grayish, metallic paint color. I do really love the front fascia. I like how kind of underneath the headlights is like blacked out, almost like the headlights have like black eyes. It's a really, really neat design. A lot of people have been saying that this S650 Mustang looks a lot like a Charger or a Camaro. I mean, I guess I can kind of see it, but at the end of the day, it still does look like a Mustang to me. And now moving along to this gallery right here, these are just pictures of like the regular Mustang GTs and the Mustang EcoBoosts, so you guys can kind of compare. Now, I did tell you guys before, and before I end today's video, I do want to show it to you, but here is actually a picture that just came out, I think on a tweet yesterday, and this is what the Dark Horse is going to look like in white. Now, I don't know about you guys, maybe I'm just over exaggerating right now, but I think that this Dark Horse looks absolutely amazing in white. Again, contrasting with like the black accents right below the front headlights and kind of around the front fascia, along with the skirts and the more aggressive, it looks like, spoiler in the rear. And almost kind of like, again, GT500-esque hood. Obviously in the 2020 GT500s, they're a little bit more aggressive. But yeah, if you just look at this picture of this white GT500 right here and like look at where the vents are in the hood, and like then look at this Dark Horse, I could definitely see where they got that like little lift up in the hood from. Again, maybe it's just a little bit of a stretch, but I for one am very excited to see these Dark Horses actually hit the road, get into dealerships, and I cannot wait to see what the aftermarket has in store for these cars. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below of this brand new performance series of the Mustang. Again, the first new performance series of a Mustang that we've seen in more than 2 decades now. And also, again, while you're down there, definitely be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. It really, really does help me out a lot. Thank you guys so much for your time and for sticking till the end of today's video. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. But that's pretty much just going to be it for me today, and I will see you in the next one. If you enjoyed today's video, click on either of these links right here to watch a similar video from this channel, or click on the little circle link right there to actually subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free. I do appreciate all the support, but thank you for sticking to the end of this video, and I hope you have a fantastic day.